Boom. We're recording. Today, number 28, we're going to be talking about what if I never RX, what if I don't PR, some things around mindset in the gym here. Thank you, Dad, giving me my keys back. So, to start things off, I wanted to ask y'all, what is RX and why do we use it?
Bombshell. RX is made up.
Exactly. It's different at every gym too, right?
Correct.
Depends on the gym.
Yeah, RX is simply a guideline, an outline, something to have in mind as you do a workout. That it's just generally speaking, we feel like that most athletes using this weight or this particular movement, it gives us a way to figure out how long it should take to perform a workout and lets us set the goals for you. But again, it is completely made up.
Yeah, and think too, like at Tia Toomey's gym, their RX is going to be completely different to our RX. All that matters is that we're setting the standard a little bit higher so you have something to shoot for. You know, if we never wrote something a little bit challenging on the board, it would always be too easy and then you'd never feel challenged. But again, you're right, it's entirely made up and it's gym to gym. Just like going to a Mexican restaurant, the refried beans that every single one it's completely different, and everybody has their certain ones they like. And again, like a lot of the workouts, like we're gonna give you some backstage looks here. A lot of the workouts that I'm stealing directly from the programming we use. I mean, a lot of them I write too, but a lot of them I change the weights because if I write it up on the board, everybody's gonna be like, "What in the world? 185 for a push press?" I'm like, at another gym that might be right, and like God bless Cap because they have to write for the entire world. So I mean, again, it's all scaled to your best athlete. You program for your best people, and then you scale for the rest. And then you have days too where it's like, oh, cool, everybody will probably be able to RX this. Most people will be able to, but at the end of the day, this is the big slab of marble. And it's for everybody, and we're going to cut it down to each person and their needs and how they're feeling that day because Lord knows some days I just don't feel like it, And I mean, sometimes shit happens in the workout and you make smart decisions and change. Like, I mean, you change to the bike. Was the bike? I can't even remember if the bike is RX today.
Yeah.
But, and again, It depends on the day. There's an example right there. Like, it literally just depends on what I feel like it being for that day. What we're really trying to do is set a standard of what the stimulus is for that workout. So if you look at the board and you're like, holy shit, that's a really, really heavy push press for today. Boom. That means your push press today should feel heavier. I don't give a flying frog a flying frick. I'm trying to not curse so much on this. A flying frick what that number is, as long as it feels heavy to you and you're hitting that specified amount of rounds and or that amount of time for the workout. Caroline, do you have anything you want to say? You look like you want to say something. Or you're like stewing on something.
We kind of circled past it, so
oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Did I like rant through it? Okay. I have some other things here, though. Here's a good one. What if I know I can RX it, but I won't hit the goals for that day?
Crazy. So, again, RX is not... It's not the important part of the workout. Don't
scream as loud.
I thought you were saying turn it up. That looks like up to me.
I turn. I forget. I got the musician. I know the knobs. Yeah.
Okay, RX is not the important part of the workout. The important part is the stimulus. So, hitting the stimulus is the goal. If, maybe you can do the workout as it's written on the board, but if it's going to take you 20 minutes instead of 10, like the stimulus says, it's not the same workout. And you're not getting the same benefits out of it.
Is there benefit in doing it anyways?
I mean, it depends on the goals. Some days I'll say, yeah, you know, if you want to go for that weight, go for it. But if your goals are improve your cardio and still get stronger, stay within the stimulus. Every now and then I will tell people to push the weight because I know
that's what I'm trying to pull out of you.
Yeah.
There's days where absolutely botch it. Like, please do.
Yeah, because if you have a goal to get stronger, some days you do have to go heavier and kind of botch the workout a little bit, only to continue to progress.
So I'm going to summarize every WODPod we've done for the last 6 months. Have a plan and stick to it. So exactly what they're saying is what we're trying to apply here. If I look at the week and I say, okay, I'm really terrible at XYZ, so this is the day that my focus is going to be on such and such. Like, yes, maybe I know that I can do this workout with the RX weight, but I'm going to be at the lower end of what the stimulus or the goals would be. Then maybe I'm like, do I want to do the RX weight, or do I want to get a couple extra rounds in there so I get some added benefit from it? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then I look at days like today, like Lee Walden was not going to do RX on her heart today. That was not about to happen, but she still did it. And she went beyond the goals of the workout. And so that does a lot of things. One, builds confidence. Like, now she's going to go home. She's like, you know what? I did more than what I was asked to do today, and I did RX. So you got to balance that enjoyment. It's like last time we talked about burnout. If you come in here and you're getting your teeth kicked in every single day, then what is the point? Like, everybody I know who has quit CrossFit has quit CrossFit because they didn't do the things that we're asking you to do, which is, number one, come in and have fun, and number two, come in and move safely. You can't come in here and give it 150% every single day and get the things out of it. Right.
It's literally impossible.
Doesn't work.
Your body doesn't work like that. You know, and I mean, it's the thing with CrossFit, like the beautiful thing is that we track our results, and, you know, we set goals, and also the horrible thing is we track our results and we set goals, because if your head isn't screwed on right, and, you know, you don't have some days where you just enjoy it, it can really screw you up mentally. Like, you can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. I'm never going to get a 135 strict like, at the end of the day, come in, have fun, do something healthy for yourself, and boom, it's a win. Like, if you come in with a good attitude, ready to work, and ready to attempt to hit the stimulus most days, and then some days push a little past it and maybe botch it in a smart way, boom. Like, that's all you have to do. That's all I've ever done, you know. And one thing I'm gonna vent just a little bit is that I feel like a lot of people forget that we did that same stuff. You know, I started this when I was like 15 years old.
Last year.
Yeah, literally last year. You know, it's been a crazy year. You know, I dialed in my nutrition, and all of a sudden,
my child husband.
Yeah. No, but like, I was doing ring rows. I remember doing ring rows. I remember doing banded pull-ups. I remember doing jumping pull-ups. You know, it's just, I never had that mindset of, you know, oh my gosh, if I'm not doing that thing, I'm not good enough. And that's when you're defining yourself by your fitness level, that's when you're screwing up, and that's when you will burn out. You absolutely will, because it's never going to be enough. As soon as you achieve that thing you set out to do, you're going to set it a little bit higher, and then you're just going to keep on chasing your tail and never stop and, like, have fun, be happy that you're able to even move your body and come in here and go hard and get better. And again, you have to find a real why other than, I just want to get better at working out. Because if you truly want to be a competitive athlete, it's time to quit your job and get sponsors and start working out. I listened to a podcast with, no way, Josh listened to a podcast with, what's her name, like that Katrin chick.
Yeah.
Literally her entire day was completely planned out to the minute, from sleeping to cooking her food to bringing food to the gym, eating at the gym after doing workouts. Her warm-up was 1 hour long. Just her warm-up. And she's, you know, talking about doing like burpees and light cleans and bike sprints and long runs in her 1 hour warm up, you know, and then she hits a few training pieces and 2 lifts and then eats lunch and then does all this recovery shit. Like, it's a completely different ball game when you're someone who has a 9 to 5 and you just want to be a fit, healthy person.
Yeah, that bridges me into my thought. I was going to say, newsflash, buddy. Nobody here is going to the CrossFit Games. I'm sorry.
Nobody.
Every single person in this gym has a
weight off your
job,
shoulders.
has a life outside of CrossFit. So don't take it so seriously, because you're not at a competitive level. It shouldn't be to the point where you're ruining your day because, you know, the quote unquote, the workout didn't go the way you planned. Like, hey, guess what? It's just a workout, and tomorrow it's a different one. And also, into another thought, everybody progresses at different rates. So you can't compare yourself to somebody else during, like, your progression of, you know, building strength, building skill. Like, everybody's going to progress at different time rates.
You mean human beings are different? All of them are different.
Yeah. I saw this thing on Instagram. Yeah. So even if every single person worked out exactly the same, ate exactly the same, we would all still look completely different. Because guess what? We're all
results.
different.
Yeah, I mean, different results too.
Yeah.
Because the length of my femur is going to determine my squat, and your length of your femur might be a little bit shorter, so you might get more weight. Like, it's literally that scientific, you know. And if you're not choosing to just have fun some days, yes, there's a balance, you know. Like, I agree, you need to, like, not take it so seriously, but some days you do need to take it seriously. There's, you know, like, I'm going to track my lifts. I'm going to track times of workouts that I know we're going to do again. I'm going to pick a day, or, you know, there might be one day where I just feel good. I'm gonna, like, that's going to be the day that I go really, really hard. Like, this week's been kind of for me, and then today, warming up, I'm like, I think I feel good. Like, this is going to be the one. And then, like, you get into it, and you're like, oh, cool, like, I feel good. That's when I'm going to hit the gas pedal.
Or you get into it, and it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and that's okay, too.
Here's an ab cramp from hell.
Yeah, and that's like, again, 2 different people, completely different scenarios. It just depends. Like, did you do yesterday's workout?
Yeah.
I didn't. You know,
and my
like,
abs are, like, super sore from yesterday, so.
Exactly. And then she might be in some scenario where she's comparing to me and she didn't know what I did. And now she's like, wow, I suck, and, you know, this and that. And no, I mean, like, I had a rest day.
I was kind of pissed that I got the ab cramp, and I was like, damn it, I have to switch to the bike, and I was pissed that it was taking so much longer. But after the workout, I was like, you know what, this doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. I mean, that's the right mindset. In the moment, everybody is mad when that kind of thing happens. I am too. I'm like, man, like, that day I had the ab cramp, and like, I got on the bike and it was just like, wow, I can't move. All right, well, I'm going to be mad for 10 minutes, get over it, and then, cool, tomorrow I'm going to do another workout. And that workout sucked too the next day. But you know what? There was a day after that, you know? In that same week, the dog that we wanted to adopt fucking died. And then I had that horrible ab cramp in a workout. And then, you know, all of a sudden I go, these aren't even that real of problems. You know? At the end of the day, thank God I got half of a workout done. Thank God I got to pet that dog and be there for that dog in its last few days. You know? You can choose to be happy. I got a mouthful of burger right now while I'm saying this, but, you know, I love this burger. It wasn't that great, so I put some more salt on it. Now it's awesome. And this is a clean eats burger. Yeah, I'm not eating a McDonald's.
So
sweet
good.
potatoes and a burger patty
my
with beans on
favorite
it.
one.
Yeah, this thing rocks.
Yeah, I might be jumping ahead on what you're talking about,
No,
but
keep
we
going.
talk about RX all the time, and, you know, we do have multiple classes throughout the day, and that's Josh is big on the thief being the comparison being the thief of joy. And talk about that sometimes when I have, like, a morning class and I have the afternoon class. And it's not really a fair comparison if you are a 12 or a 3:30 person when you're comparing yourself to somebody who came in at 5 or 6, even if you're comparing yourself. Because when we come in and we do the workout for the first time, we're kind of like laying it out. Okay, this is what's possible. And then you have people who put little notes in there like, hey, 5 rounds on the bike today, and in a minute, I got 18, 20, 22, blah, blah, blah. Or if I had reps of something, it's like, okay, in each round, I got this number of reps. So you're sort of setting the stage for the people who are going to come later on in the day to say, okay, well, if I use this weight and I keep working for this amount of time, this is approximately what I'm going to accomplish. So it's not like you're coming in the morning and then you're getting smacked by somebody in the afternoon. It's easy to ace a test if you already know the answers.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So take that 12, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30.
Defending the morning people. Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? It's not a true competition if you're not going face to face.
Right.
And telling the person it's a competition too. You know, that's kind of part of it, you know. And we also need a judge there, because sometimes full reps don't happen, and that's okay. That's normal. You know, I caught myself today on the shoulder press in the workout. Did the first rep fine. Second one, I went out and like, I never touched my shoulders on that. That's weird. Third one, hit them extra hard and move on. You know, like you could be like, I'm going to no rep myself and do one more extra rep. At the end of the day.
Sometimes
like,
I do that.
Yeah, and I do too. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not about to do another extra press. I'm cool. I'm going to go back out. If y'all want to take the RX off of my score or whatever, I still got the benefit.
So
you know,
subtract like Josh's score by 1.
One rep. Instead of 12 plus 3, it's 12 plus 2. And think about it, like, I love it when people whoop my ass. That's what I want. I want to see my clients outgrowing me. You know, like, that's great, cool. Now we get to change the RX to be a little higher. You know, I don't want to be the fittest person in the gym. You know,
and that's another thing. A lot of people, you know, look at us and they think we are like the most fit people in the world.
It's hella pressure on us.
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure. But if you take us out of this gym and plop us down in any other CrossFit gym, we are severely mediocre.
Not any other.
Well,
Some. And again, it's because it's different people that have different amounts of time. Mm-hmm. They again, it's jobless college students who are in their prime and have been doing some kind of like competitive level of sports or something leading up to that, you know. It's different everywhere.
It is also the evolution of the sport of CrossFit, because let me tell you something. When I started doing CrossFit, I could go to the CrossFit Games. Like a regular person like me, who was like an average athlete who had access to a gym and nutrition or whatever. Realistic. I mean, if you look at the weights that they use for the deadlifts and everything, like, I'll do that in a warm-up, and they're over there crying because like, hell yeah, I finally got 225. I'm like, okay, is that where you're starting or what?
Yeah.
So, but now you've got kids, like, I've noticed this when you go to other competition, and then Nick as well, like, he'll see kids he had when they were 8 or 9 years old, and somebody who's been doing this since they were a baby, basically, they are on a different playing field. I mean, you got these kids who that's all they do. They've grown up in the gym. Their parents are already committed to their nutrition, and someone who grew up like that, it's different than, you know, people like me who started doing this at 30 years old. It's just not the same animal. So you can't come in and be super frustrated because you got, like, Sarah Marlowe. I use her as an example all the time. When Sarah came in, I'm like, oh, fantastic. Here's another super tall person. It's going to take me 4 years to get her to set up properly. And then guess what? Sarah weightlifted in college. So guess what she's really good at?
Yeah.
Everything that I was afraid that it would be. I was just as astonished by her as she was by me when I did a pull-up. She was like, wait a minute. But there is a huge difference when you're figuring out, and when your goals are different. Like, if you're just trying to be healthy, if you just want to make sure you can play with your grandkids, if you just want to make sure that you can get your own groceries in the house, that is a different lifestyle than somebody who is like doing this for the, you know, the more competitive end of it. So.
Again, it's all about why are you doing it, you know, and if you're clear on that, you'll have a lot more fun in here. You won't be as hard on yourself if you're just kind of like aimlessly trying to, I got a PR every time, I got to be a little better, oh god, I had a bad day. Like that, if you're in here consistently, you're gonna have bad days. Expect them, and then you take from those bad days what you can. What went wrong? This, I didn't sleep well, I ate poorly yesterday, I didn't eat anything before I came in, so 1 + 1 = 2. That's why I had a bad day. Tomorrow I'll try to fix that. There's going to be days where that still happens again, and that's okay because I'm going to come back in. This is training. This isn't exercise. It's understood that you're going to come back in again. And, I'm starting to not like like 1% better every day, because sometimes you're not going to be 1% better every day. Sometimes it's just cool. I maintained the fitness level that I have. And if you do that forever, awesome. That's great. That's great. Like the only surefire way to go backwards is to stop, and sometimes you got to pick a weakness and be like, that's going to be the thing that I'm going to work on. So I have something I know I'm going to move forward in. Chances are it's something you really hate and don't want to do. Once you've gotten into this for a long, long time, like it's going to be things you don't like because you've started doing the things you like and you got good at them. And now it's time to circle back and be like, all right, well, shit, I got to work on my ankle mobility. Like that might be the next thing that adds 50 more pounds onto your squat because you can get in a better position without tweaking your back. It's things like that. It's training. It's not just I'm going to get better at working out. That's the goal, just more working out so I can be better at working out. It's very weird how borderline crazy you can get with CrossFit, You have to find a balance.
Yeah. That goes into my next thought. You cannot physically give 100% every single day. You're going to burn out. You can't physically maintain that, because I guarantee you that your recovery is not up to par. If you're leaving here every single day just absolutely drained and wiped, you can't maintain that level of exertion. Like some days I do a workout and I leave, I'm like, well, I really don't feel like I got that much out of it. Like I don't feel that bad. I didn't sweat that much. And that's totally fine.
Because some days the next day is better.
Yeah, some days it's meant to be like that, so that the next day when it is a god-awful workout, you can kind of push a little harder, get through it, go heavier, X, Y, and Z.
Shrikant was talking about that this morning. He was like, like this workout, it was just right. After the week we've had, it wasn't too much. It was just enough, because more isn't better. And I wanted to give him a big wet kiss on the face after that. I was like, dude, that is the mindset. Shrikant.
Can I
get one?
What was it?
It's not even Saturday. Calm down.
The love languages, whatever, the
physical, 5 of them.
Which
ones would you like to hear about? It's there's gifts.
Physical touch was my dead last. I don't know. Just not a thing. I can't.
I have 3 copies of the book. I'll bring it to you.
Acts of service for me.
Yeah, weak handshake, a finger shake. Well, there you've got physical touch. You have quality time. You have gifts, acts of service, and words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. Not that I've ever looked into this at all.
And not that it matters at all. No, it does matter, actually. It really does. It
wonder
really does.
Why my husband have a successful marriage.
Yeah. You mean you tried?
You mean we sit down and we look at these things and talk about what's important to each other? Wow.
Yeah. And also, accept that not every day is going to be perfect.
It is perfect. I love you, babe.
The bad days, we just don't talk about it.
Right. Don't put me back outside. I'm an indoor cat now.
Before, we got a few more minutes here. One last thing. What if I didn't PR, or what if I never PR again? For me, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's fine. I'm at a point where it's like, if I maintain where I'm at, that's cool. And I know that when I get older, it's going to go downhill. And that's part of life. The sooner you can accept that,
yeah,
the more fun you're going to have in here, and probably the fitter you're going to get. Not probably, the fitter you will get.
Right. I would strongly encourage anyone who has time. CrossFit has a lot of really awesome courses online, and one of them is coaching the aging athlete. Surprise, that starts at age 35.
Yeah.
And so, when you start looking at that and you read through it, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely see this. I see this happening. And it delves a whole lot into identifying what your personality is and what your training methodology is, and you start seeing okay, this is the type of person who wants to do RX, or they used to do RX, but they just can't. It's not it just doesn't work anymore, and it's not safe for them to continue to do that because they're not taking the adequate recovery time. A lot of little steps in there. So it talks a lot about what we were saying earlier, the planning of the week, looking at it and say, hey, I'm really going to push it on this day. That way you can have some in the tank, because if you don't have that plan and if you don't work on your mentality throughout the week, you are going to set yourself up for failure. Like if you're going to come in here and you're just like, your plan every day is just to absolutely send it, when you don't, then you're just setting yourself up for like that constant sense of, hey, I didn't do enough, and
exactly.
It just,
and that feeling of failure that you have is completely baseless. Because you think about it again. Like I said earlier, when you walk through the door and you come in here and work out, you did something that 99% of the world is not willing to do. You walk in any room here, like anywhere in Danville, chances are you are, if not the fittest person in that room, in the top 3.
Go to Sam's Club.
Go to Sam's Club. Go to Walmart. Go literally anywhere. The only place you might not be a better runner is the Brick, but ask them to do 3 push-ups, and I'm not trying to dig at anybody, but if you were to ask them, hey, do 10 back squats at 100 pounds and then go see if you can run that 400 in 1 minute, it's gonna be a completely different ball game. But again, it's about balance. At the end of the day, it's about balance and being good to yourself in the long run. I think that does it for me. If y'all want to add anything else onto it, go for it. But again, and you were saying they get to a point where they can't, and that's absolutely to be expected. There's going to be a point where there's things that you can't do, and then you take the I can't do that and you switch it to the how can I do that. You find the way that you can make it work, and you're good to go. Like maybe that 135 pound clean turns into a 115, and I might do a few extra reps. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, because that is, if think about it, if you're a 60-year-old person cleaning 115, you're never going to have to pick up anything that's 115 and do a full squat with it and stand it up. We're setting you up for success so much more than we should, that by the time you're on your downhill slope, you're so far up that your downhill slope is not going to be that far down. You're going to raise yourself up so high that the fall down is not going to be to the point that you're bedridden for a year.
Right. And that course that I was talking about, that aging athlete, I'm not like a big crier, but there's a story in there about a guy who came in and he developed a lung condition, and the man, he did end up passing away, but it follows his trainer, or his CrossFit, the gym owner, worked with him specifically on how he was able to train and modifying it as he went, because he got to the point where he had to bring his oxygen tank into the gym with him, and he could only do movements for like a minute or two at a time. But the difference was, instead of this man passing away in under 6 months like they thought, he lived for like 3 more years.
Exactly.
And his quality of life was a lot greater. And so even though it's sad because he passed away, the whole thing was CrossFit did work, though. It did work because it improved his quality of his life, and mentally he had something to look forward to every day. So even though it's a sad story, it's really a success story. And
there's so much research just on having a community too. Like that's absolutely part of it. I mean, watch the Blue Zones documentary. It's part of it's food. Yes, nutrition matters. All these people are eating like real food that's not that processed, and like newsflash, some of them are eating pasta, but it's real, like it's homemade stuff. But they all have community. Like all of these people that are living like over 100 and still moving around and being alone and fine with that, like they still have a community they go to, whether it's like fitness related or religious. They have some kind of group that they're a part of that they check in with and they check on them. That's just as important as the exercise, I think. I mean, I was talking about it earlier this week. Like, I'll be driving over here, like, if I hit the gas a little harder, I'll be able to make it to walk with 6 a.m. just because I just want to be able to bullshit with people. Like it's fun for me too. Like I look forward to it. But all right, my client's here, so we're gonna be wrapping it up. Final words from Caroline on WODPod 28.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get into my own personal experience story or else I'm going to cry on this podcast, but just sticking with it, regardless of whether you're doing RX, you're giving it quote unquote 100% every single day. Come in, do something, get a good workout, have fun with people, and do it for as long as you can.
It's that easy.
Yep.
Peace out. Be good to yourselves.